Alright, what I want you to realize is that radicals and fractions are very, very similar. And what I'm going to show you now is how to do different operations with radicals. Basically, if you had 4 radical 2 plus 3 radical 2, think of it like cats. 4 cats plus 3 cats is 7 cats. So here, 4 radical 2 plus 3 radical 2 would be 7 radical 2. Well, that makes sense because 4 halves plus 3 halves would also be 7 halves. Or 4 fifths plus 3 fifths would be 7 fifths. So as long as your radicand, the number underneath the radical sign, is the same, you can add them. Here's a little bit of a problem. I have 2 radical 20 minus radical 45. Well, the 20 can be rewritten as radical 4 times radical 5. I also know that square root of 45 is radical 9 times radical 5. So this becomes a 2. The radical 4 becomes a 2 as well. So it's 2 times 2 times radical 5 minus radical 9 is 3, but that's radical 5. So I have 2 times 2, which is 4, radical 5 minus 3 radical 5. Well, 4 minus 3 is 1, so 4 radical 5 minus 3 radical 5 is 1 radical 5. Or you can just write radical 5. I am going to go fairly quick, so if you need to pause, please pause and then go back. Subtraction is similar. 8 radical 6 minus 10 radical 6. Well, what's 8 minus 10? It's a negative 2 radical 6. We have a similar situation as before. Can I subtract radicals if they don't have the same radicand? The answer is no. But I do know that radical 27 is the same as radical 9 times radical 3 minus 2 times, and this is going to be radical 9 and radical 2. And that is not the number I wanted to pick. So I'm actually going to change this question. I'm going to make it into a 12. And I know I'm cheating. That's fine. So by cheating, I changed my question a little bit. So radical 12 is 4 and radical 3. Square root of 9 is 3. The radical 3 carries through. This is going to be 2 times 2, because that radical 4 becomes a 2, and this 2 just stays. So you get 3 radical 3 minus 4 radical 3. 3 minus 4 is a negative 1 radical 3, which you don't actually really need to write that 1. Multiplication is a little bit different, but it's actually a little bit easier as well. All you do is you multiply the number in front of the radical sign. 5 times 3 is 15. You multiply what's underneath the radical sign. 7 times 3 is 21, so you get 15 radical 21. I gave 2 examples because I want you to see what happens here. 4 times 3 here is 12. Then I get 3 times 12. Well, 3 times 12 is 36. But we know the square root is 36. It's actually 6, so you're going to end up with 12 times 6, which is 72. So my point is you multiply those, and if you can simplify, you should. Here I'm going to rewrite this as a fraction. 6 divided by 3 is 2, and what's underneath the radical sign? 12 divided by 6, which is also 2. Here I'm going to rewrite this one as a fraction. Check out what happens here. I'm going to get 15 divided by 3, which is fine. And then 90 divided by 10. So 15 divided by 3 is 5. 90 divided by 10 is 9. But it's underneath the radical sign. So it becomes 5 times 3, which is 15. So once again, I highly recommend reviewing this, pausing where you need it. And this is what the rule should look like for multiplication and division. Simplify when you can. Alright, that's it.